Get ready to scream with excitement, because Jill Schoelen is back and ready to reclaim her throne in the horror genre. After stepping away from Hollywood in the 90s to embrace motherhood, this multi-talented actor, writer, and producer is returning with a vengeance and a slate of projects that will thrill fans old and new. But here's where it gets controversial. Can a star who left at the peak of her career truly recapture the magic? Or is this comeback destined to be more nostalgia than innovation? Let's dive in. Schoolen's journey in the 80s and early 90s was nothing short of prolific. From television to film and even the stage, including Sean Penn's directorial debut, The Kindness of Women, she was a force to be reckoned with. Horror enthusiasts will instantly recognize her from cult classics like The Stepfather, Cutting Class, Curse 2, The Bite, Phantom of the Opera, opposite the legendary Robert Englund, Popcorn, and When a Stranger Calls Back. But here's the part most people miss. Schoelen wasn't always a horror enthusiast herself. In an exclusive chat with Bloody Disgusting, she admitted she initially leaned more into the horrific than the horror. That all changed with Wes Craven's 1985 TV movie Chiller and, later, The Stepfather, a film she believes wasn't originally intended as horror. But here's the twist. Schoelen argues that The Stepfather only became a horror staple after critics like Pauline Kael championed it. It was like scary movies just kind of went that direction, she reflects. Yet, if you scan her resume, you'll find most of her roles weren't traditionally scary. So, what does this say about the genre's evolution? And does it matter how a film is labeled if it terrifies audiences? Let us know in the comments. For Schoelen, her most meaningful roles were in The Stepfather and When a Stranger Calls Back. When a Stranger Calls Back was really, really different, she explains. That's the kind of horror that terrifies me. But it wasn't just the style of horror that resonated. It was the effort she poured into earning those parts. The ones I feel like I did the best in, I had to work for it. I had to prove myself, she says. This fighting spirit is evident in her performances, like her refusal to be a damsel in distress in Phantom of the Opera. Fun fact, she once physically fought someone who stole her purse. Talk about commitment to the role. Yet, Schoelen almost missed her chance to star in When a Stranger Calls Back. Director Fred Walton initially dismissed her, only to later admit, "You walked in, then you read, and done. You won the part." Her portrayal of Julia Jens, a smart yet vulnerable babysitter, remains a standout in horror sequels. By the mid-90s, Schoelen was a contender for A-list roles and a stage powerhouse. Then, she met her future husband, a film composer, and her priorities shifted. "We felt traditional about having children," she shares. "I really wanted to have children, so that happened quickly." Supporting her husband's career and starting a family meant stepping away from acting, until now. A personal loss and a brutal battle with long COVID reignited Schoolen's passion for creativity. She's now emerging from retirement with a slate of projects, starting with the darkly comedic holiday horror Ralph's Perfect Christmas. Directed by Matthew Bellamy and Mary and Tom McLaren, the film features Schoelen as the female lead, alongside Tom McLaren. It has a wonderful horror twist, she teases. The movie also inspired her upcoming holiday album, Christmas is Forever, dropping November 12th. And yes, it includes a horror element, because why not? But wait, there's more. Schoolen's also starring in A Dying Art, a horror film set at a Pacific Northwest university where film students become targets of murders inspired by classic horror films. Horror fans are gonna love this one, she promises. Working with Logan Miller left her starstruck. "I'm a fan now." Schoolen's comeback isn't just about acting. It's about connecting with fans. Her newly launched website, jillsschoelen.com, offers limited edition merch, including a vinyl album with only 100 copies. She's also teasing a special collectible for Popcorn's anniversary, a film with virtually no fan merchandise available. As she dives back into horror, Schoelen has her sights set on working with filmmakers like Mike Flanagan. But she's also aware of a challenge. "I feel like there's a ton of the horror audience out there that has no idea who I am," she admits. "I've never been associated with a franchise film. Will this comeback change that? Only time will tell." Follow Jill Schoelen on X and Instagram. Her Facebook is still recovering from a hack, and stay tuned for more surprises. One thing's for sure, her return is anything but quiet. What do you think? Is Jill Schoolen's comeback the horror revival we've been waiting for? Or is the genre better left to the new guard? Sound off below.